morning. Today I am off to what is probably one of my most favourite seaside towns on the North Norfolk coast. My very favourite being Cromer. But today I'm going to Sheringham. But I'm going for a very specific reason. I am going to go and interview Harvey, who volunteers on the Sheringham North Norfolk Railway, and have a little chat to him about how he got into it all, and have a little look around the steam train. We might even get a ride, I'm not sure yet, but I think we're definitely going to get into the engine and the footplate, so that would be pretty cool. And of course I'll get a little bit of bike footage on the way, with a little bit of chat, just to introduce the whole subject to you and let you know why I'm doing this. If you saw my Sheringham 1940s weekend, you would have caught a glimpse of Harvey at the end of that when I bumped into him. I'll put the link in the description for that vlog. So, a few months ago, we went to North Norfolk Railway to put Andy's ashes into the steam train. And one of the guys in the front took a great video of the moment, and I put it up on TikTok to Leonard Skinner's Free Bird, which is one of the tunes of the song that Andy had chosen for his funeral. And Harvey came on hot and commented because he worked for the railway, because I'd thanked the railway as well, and he said he was glad that it had gone down well for us. And I found out, I got talking to him because I wanted to know who had taken the footage, and it was Ollie, so I could mention him. And then from there we've just been chatting, and I thought, you know what, it would be really cool to come and do an interview with Harvey, because he comes all the way from Leicester to volunteer on this railway, so that's what I'm going to go and do. You can probably see that it is pouring with rain again today. All I can say is thank goodness my marvellous waterproof. I can't remember what make they are, obviously, but I'll look it up. There's some sports bike shops.co.uk who I think are marvellous, and I'll put the link to them in the description, because I can be absolutely safe on the outside, but just a tiny little bit damp on the inside, if that, so they're good. Another issue, I don't know if you can see on my dashboards, I've got an exclamation mark, so I popped into Range and Road the other day whilst I was out riding with Sarah to get them to plug it in and do the diagnostics. There's nothing major with it, which I'm glad, apart from it is going to cost me money because it's engine transmission maintenance needed, which is probably my CBT belt, so that's going to cost a few £100. It's cost me quite a lot this year, but I'm doing mileage, you know. If you're going to do the mileage, it's going to cost you money. Some kind person just bibbed me because this was open. This is all down here. It's been open for quite a while, as you can see. Just before I go onto the A47, I'm in a bit of a precarious place, but I can't go on the A47 with that hanging out and open.
Gosh, that was really scary. I should pick up speed and get onto the dual carriageway. Yay. And in true Karina style, I am running late, but I've left a message for Harvey, so hopefully it'll still be okay.
So this is the car park next to the station. If you've got a blue badge, you do have to pay for your parking here, but you don't have to for motorbikes. I hope it's the same for a three-wheeled motorbike or a trike. And I'll just pop it in here.
I'm here. He hung around and waited for me. I'm very happy. He's looking very dirty though.
Yeah, 6 o'clock start, not too bad.
So he's been working hard while I've been sleeping and riding. Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come and talk to you because can I be really rude and ask how old you are?
17.
17. I thought you were quite young. So, what is a youngster like you doing coming all the way over here from Leicester to volunteer on the North Norfolk Railway?
Before I was born, my mum and my grandparents and my uncle, who sadly passed away, used to come up here to Norfolk all the time. They used to have a house, a family member with the house on the Broads, used to go to the Broads, come to Sheringham, to Cromer. They used to come onto the railway as well every now and then. That was when the railway was just starting off. But they always came here, always had fun, and me and my mum have carried on the tradition. Like this week, I've came up for the week, and my mate Oliver, as you and the viewers would know, I've been friends with him since 2020. He took me around the shed at Weybourne, and it just kind of sprung from there. And he said, when you're 16, get your ass down here and start volunteering.
Yeah, okay. So you've been doing it for over a year then?
Just under a year.
Just under a year.
End of November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you come over?
I did what we call an introduction back in November last year. That's introduced to the railway, getting to know the railway and everything. And you get to go out on the footplate for a round trip. So from Weybourne to Holt, back to Sheringham, then back to Weybourne. Yeah. Do one of them. And then you would also go through the whole yard. They would teach you what to do, what not to do. But as well, it's just about having a bit of fun. But I didn't fully start until May, because you do what's called 3 cleaner turns to get used to the railway and get used to what you're doing and getting as dirty as me. And then you're able to book a 3rd man turn, which is what Oliver's doing today. So you go out on the footplate for the day and have a good bit of fun. But ever since May, when I turned 17, I've been coming down once, twice a month, just about.
Wow.
It's costing me a bit in petrol and a bit in fuel, but
you obviously enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you, taxi mum. Yes, I enjoy it. My mum enjoys it. Stay at Wood Hill Caravan Park. Love it. Can't go wrong with it. Except for the early morning starts.
Yeah, that is an early start, isn't it? So what time do they start running for the passengers and that then?
Oh, you're testing me.
9 o'clock,
10 o'clock.
We can have a little look in a bit. I have a feeling it's around that. So you have to start quite a bit earlier then?
Yes, yeah. Wake up at 5:15. For me, Oliver's a bit early. Get down to the railway, sign on at 6. And that just documents how long you've done. Because legally, you're only allowed to do 12 hours.
A day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you'll start at 6 and then you do a whole day and finish at 6 in the evening. So that's what me and Oliver are going to be doing today. It's a whole day's work. Yeah. It's fun and everything, but first train roughly leaves around here 10 o'clock, which is the steam engine. The diesel leaves way earlier.
Oh yeah, I forget you have a diesel here.
Yeah.
When I was looking to get a ticket for when we did Andy's Ashes, you could have like an all-day like Roma. You're still doing those?
Yes.
That's quite good value, isn't it? Because you can go on as many rides as you want, diesel or steam, and just go up and down the line.
They are the standard tickets. You can buy separate, so say a round trip, as we call it, from Sheringham to Holt and then back to Sheringham, and that's it. Yeah. But an all-day Rover is where you start at Sheringham, Weybourne or Holt, and you can start wherever on the railway, finish whenever on the railway, and it's from first train to the last train. So all day to make the money back that you're putting out, because we put out a lot of money for staff, because we have paid staff here at the railway. We as well running the locos, so the diesels, they're a lot cheaper than the steam engines, because Betton Grange is the steam engine running today. Very, well, not expensive, but a decent amount to run.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more expensive to run a steam engine than a diesel, but the steam engines keep themselves with the money.
As people coming in and riding.
Yes.
So what is the cost then to run a steam train? What is it, the coal?
Oh, yeah, it's mainly the coal. The water cost doesn't really cost us anything from what we make as an overload for the railway for the year. I don't know how much it is. I just run the thing. I just clean the engine, run it. I don't know anything about the money.
No.
It's expensive because you've got to think of maintenance costs. So if the engine breaks down, like it has today, unfortunately, the cost for coal, I think it's around £200, £300 a tonne now.
Wow.
Of coal.
And how much would coal do you use between here and sort of Hull, just on that one, or on return maybe?
On a whole trip, tender, where all the coal and water is behind the loco, can hold 2 tonnes. Probably say we'll get through 1.5 tonnes in a day, just about, if we're working the loco hard. But I'll probably say 1/4 of a tonne, 1/5 of a tonne.
Each run,
Each run from Sheringham back. We mainly use most of the coal going up to Holt because it's an incline. And then on the way back down, we've only got a small incline out of Holt, then steady back.
And one coming out of Waybourne, and that's when they put the ashes in, isn't it? When they do the ashes, because you get a bit of steam up going up. And I shared, obviously, the video that Oliver took. I haven't shared the whole day yet. I did do a video for the whole day, which I haven't shared yet with the world, but I probably will after today. But it was just amazing to watch how it was done, because the draw was just the right time for the ashes to go up through the sun. It was just amazing.
That's why we mainly do it between Waybourne and the top of the hill, as we call it, the pumping station. Because it's where the loco is working the hardest, it's where you're getting the most air draft, and where the ashes are going to be spread the most. So it's more sentimental. It makes a bit of more of a show for you guys. From Waybourne to the top of the hill of Kellingheath Bank, that's when we're out in the countryside. It's nice views, it's nice sounds for the public, and it's more sentimental that way.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And the thing is, you don't charge for anything. All you have to do is buy a ticket to ride the train, but obviously we can give donations as well, sort of around the station, which was just incredible. It was so nice, and the way that was all done. So, do you do this anywhere else, or do you just come here to do it?
Well, I do miniature railway stuff as well. So in Leicestershire, we have a miniature railway group that I'm a part of, called the North West Leicestershire Society of Model Engineering. It's a mouthful, I know.
Well done on remembering that.
But we mainly just call it NWL SNE or Whittick, because it's in a little village. We're also known as the Hermitage Miniature Railway. So we obviously have little miniature steam engines that we ride on, we work on. And out there, we've only got a 1/4 mile of track, so it's small, just a small little loop. Gets a bit boring after a while when you're driving it, just going round and round and round and round. But that's why I prefer to drive and work on the steam engines. One, because I love getting lucky, as you can see. But two, it's keeping you on your toes. The big stuff, the little stuff, they're constantly teasing you. They're constantly testing you. Because obviously the main fundamentals of a steam engine is coal, water, to get it going, and from that is produced steam, which obviously makes it go. So you've got to keep an eye on your fire, either add a bit more coal or leave it, either add a bit more water as well, or don't at all. And as well, you've got to keep an eye on pressure, PSI, so like your pressure in the tyre bike.
I thought
bike tyre.
I recognise PSI.
So PSI is pounds per square inch. So say in your average car tyre it's 40 PSI. In your average tractor tyre, 50. Lorry is 130, so we're getting close to what these work with. But steam engines, on average, they are around £220 per square inch.
Crikey.
If something fails and it goes bang, which has happened in the past with some catastrophic events, you know about it. You would hear it probably from Waybourne. If it happened here or if it happened at Waybourne, you would hear it.
it's a really serious kind of job you guys have got then, isn't it?
Yes.
To keep all this running and make sure there's not a big incident with the train.
Yeah, we all have to work as a team here on the railway, because obviously the signalmen, station masters, they keep an eye on the public, keeping the public safe, and swaying the guards. But us as volunteers with the crew, we have to keep an eye on what's going on, if something's breaking, if we need to do anything to the loco on the move, if we need to fix it, any points. And we, as a team on the footplate, on the loco, we've constantly got to communicate, whether that be via signal. So the driver, who's obviously driving the engine, the fireman, who keeps an eye on the water and the fire, they sometimes, back in the old BR days, like 1940s, 50s, the fireman and the driver would have a special connection, a special bond almost, that the fireman would just do the smallest little hand gesture, the driver would instantly know what he's on about, and either shut off the regulator, so not accelerating and using steam, or whether whistle or anything. And they have that special connection, and you need to have that special connection and that communication on the footplate, whether it be on a diesel or a steam engine.
Right, so we're going to have a little look at the steam trains, but
if it's working.
If it's working, fingers crossed.
So I'm now in the ticket office, and these are the fares, which aren't bad. £21 for an adult, £15 for a child. And there's family tickets. You can bring your dog and your bike too. If you fancy volunteering yourself, you can contact them at nnrailway.co.uk. And here's the old waiting room with lots of information about the railway, which started in 1887.
If you're getting a cup of tea.
This is the restaurant dining car that will be used tonight on the dining night. It goes out every week. It's very nice. Look at the seats. I think I might have to do one of these one day. Well, I've just looked at the menu. Dairy-free, vegetarian and gluten-free starters. Might have to have fish remains. It's on at 7 o'clock tonight. Part of me is going, there's no time like the present to do these things, Karina. Thing is, everyone's going to be dressed up in their finery, and I'm going to be in my bike gear with my helmet hair. Here she comes. She's limping in. Come and join us in part 2 to find out more about this lovely steam train, and to see if she gets back on the track today, or if we have to find an alternative. There'll also be some close-up and personal footage of several steam engines. It's one not to miss. The link is in the description. I'll see you there. Ta-ta for now.